So my parents got deported when I was 13 years old. I didn't, by state rule, you can't be on your own and stuff like that. So he, I talked to a teacher that I met in 8th grade. He was my history teacher, and I talked to him about it, and he had his hands tied, just because he was a president holding an administrative position that couldn't do anything about it. So he kind of moved me the direction of foster care if I really wanted to stay. And so I decided to take that step, and I got placed with one family, and then I got moved 3 times. Just the way the foster care system is placed, there's so there's so many foster youth, and there's not enough uh, social work. The system does is like they bounce you from social worker to social worker. So sometimes when you bounce from social worker to social worker, you tend to move up to a lot of places. Luckily, that only happened over 3 times, but they were very disorganized. They didn't check up on the kid, and they just kind of moved them around. So like consequentially, that creates a lot of instability, and they don't know what to do with themselves. So you don't quite develop as most normal teenagers would.
Foster youth come from a set of experiences that negatively uh, can affect the, their educational outcome.
The foster care system is not there to really help the individual. It's more of a way to just kind of keep them in check. Myself being undocumented coming to this country, if I would have never been placed there in the time of applying to college, then I would have never had, residency and gain financial aid and go to college. So that's a big positive in the step of you can do, basically anything you want.
The challenges that uh, that they face oftentimes begin with the neglect and the abuse that actually got them into the foster care system. Um, those experiences uh, can lead to physical, psychological damage that really impairs their ability to learn. Unless they find themselves in a system that is going to provide them the kind of support and the resources that they're going to need.
Being part of the foster care system taught me a lot of things and showed me a lot about life that I didn't know before. But it wasn't because of the system itself. It was just the fact that I was placed in that situation and the context. If you don't show the potential that maybe you could do something more with your life, then they're not gonna show you the a way, or they're not gonna give you resources.
There's just not enough counselors, not enough um, foster parents, which is another issue. So a lot of these foster youth just linger in group homes.
If I would not be a good student in high school, then those resources would have not been available to me.
Studies have shown that foster youth, when they do get the support and the stability, that they do quite well in higher education. They're very successful. And that's apparent with the foster youth here at Santa Clara University.
There's foster care individuals that show that potential, so they're going to put all their time and money into those kids, so they can show, well, these kids did it, so can you. I was just one of the lucky individuals that was lucky enough to move through the cracks of a really faulty system.
A lot of systems do not talk to each other, so a lot of times the foster youth do not get the necessary care or resources that they will need. I've talked with foster youth, and the thought has never even, it's just was something that was not in the stars.
With my last family, and they were very helpful in terms of, you know, kind of guiding me through the way and kind of keeping me patient about it and keeping me somewhat hopeful.
Most of these foster youth who are in higher education have gotten there by themselves on their own initiative. They did not have that family support to urge them to continue their education. This is something that, in my experience, that I found they have continued on their own. They've just never been told that it's possible. And so they just don't pursue it.
I've gotten there because, you know, certain people that have helped me, you know, certain things that I've done that have helped me to be better for myself. And I've learned that not everyone can do that, and so it's harder for most people to do it. So I've learned that at least my job in the near future is that you gotta help those people who can't do it on their own. There's always a person that has it tougher out there than you, and you just gotta learn that you gotta make the best out of the situation. If you can't make the best out of the situation, you're not gonna be able to move forward.
A lot of the programs at universities that deal with low income or first generation schools, they're not equipped to deal with those special needs that foster youth present.
I don't like to bash on the school, but you know, this school as a whole is very constricted in their views. They live very much in a bubble. But I feel that they're not very aware of what really goes on. There is no system in place where you can have foster youth come in or feel okay with them saying, I'm a foster youth. As of now, I don't know of any programs, and you know, it might be my ignorance that I don't know any, but as far as I know, there's no programs.
What I have done is I've gone to all of necessary offices such as financial aid, the counseling center, student life. I've identified one individual in that office that is willing to, if there are any concerns or any issues with any of the foster youth on Santa Clara's campus, that individual will deal specifically with the foster youth. The individuals that I've identified have agreed with me that this particular group needs special treatment, and so with that agreement, I can feel comfortable referring any foster youth to that particular person, because I know that they're going to be sensitive to that individual's needs.
Even though they are good, there are a few good things about the system. You have to recognize that there's a lot more bad. So when a system is like that, we need to do our best to fix it so it can help the youth, you know, because the youth is the future of any society. And if you tend to neglect that society, then how are you supposed to build like a better future?